Hi everyone, Clarissa Mosley, psychologist, psychotherapist, spiritual seeker, helping you to navigate your way through the COVID crisis and come out the other end a more spiritually evolved person. There is another way out of the negativity trap. In this video, we're going to be looking at how our ego is conditioned towards being negative and what you can do to step out of that momentarily. Being in isolation, the busyness of the world is taken away for many of us, and we are left with our own thoughts and feelings. So this is a really good time to start to look at what those automatic thoughts are and how negative you might be a lot of the time. Let's first acknowledge that there is some things to be negative about. People are getting sick and dying. People are locked down. The economy is going downhill. Things, if we look at them, can look pretty bad and bleak. But we can also look at things another way and see that there is hope in this, that the earth is getting a break, that we can use this time for personal growth and development. What we are undergoing now is a collective challenge to our negativity bias. What I want to talk about now is this negativity and how we have a story going around in our head, a narrative that things shouldn't be this way, that they should be another way, and that if we have an ideal picture of how the world should be, then the things that are happening now are very, very far removed from that ideal. So there is a tendency in the midst of this crisis that more negativity comes up. But this is a good thing. It's a good thing because until we are challenged, we will stay the same. If we're getting everything we want or we think it's in reach, we're never actually challenged to look within ourselves and to find a different way of reacting or responding. Because when we are stuck in negativity, we are simply reacting. This isn't right. This shouldn't be this way. This is really bad. I'm not enjoying this at all. Life should be how it was. I shouldn't have to put up with this. So this is the narrative. These are the stories that go around in our head and make us feel worse. We are being called to wake up out of the collective unconscious thinking. We are being called to examine our own inner narrative, to look at just how many negative thoughts run through our head on a daily, momentary basis, and how this might not necessarily be good for us or growth promoting. I have a story recently. I was talking to someone and trying to encourage them to look to build the neurocircuitry for joy in their life, to focus on things that were beautiful and positive and not consistently on the things that were wrong and negative. We were on a Zoom call and I could see behind her that her house had these gigantic windows that you could see a great vista of the sky and the treetops through them. And I'm encouraging her, I'm like, look out your windows at that beautiful view. You know what she did? She looked at the window and she goes, oh, look at how dirty my windows are. And it was like, there you go. I see the blue sky and you see the dirt on your windows. So there the view is only this close. There's no view to what is beyond. And it's really important right now that we can develop a view to what is beyond and not get stuck in this negative cycle of negativity, of a narrative that goes around in our head that tells us that this is bad and wrong and shouldn't be happening to us and everything's going to be bleak. We need to be able to extend our view beyond that. To become aware of this constant inner dialogue of negativity is the first step to being able to change it. You need the light of awareness shone into your constant inner voice, your constant inner dialogue, your narrative. The story that you tell yourself about things is very important to how you're going to feel. Because if your story is a reactive one, if it's one of negativity, then you're going to feel bad. And you're not going to be able to see beyond that dirty window pane to what may lay beyond. Now, we don't know what might lie beyond, but we can hope that there is a blue sky. We can hope that there is a clearer sky because the earth is clearing up in terms of the atmospheric damage that was caused. We can hope that there is a better world, but we can't know exactly what it is right now. We can only hope into it rather than looking at the negativity and continuing the story of things being bad and wrong. So if you allow yourself to let go of that story for a little while, what happens? Exactly this, you're actually left with a space. And from that space, you can create new possibilities. You can get a break in the traffic of your ongoing narrative, and you can relax into the now. You can pause in the present moment. You can let go of that whirring, negative, reactive voice and allow space to be. In this way, you allow an opportunity for becoming more responsive. Because to respond, you need to be in the present moment. There's a difference between reacting, which is kind of a resisting, and responding, which is doing what is called for in the present moment. And what is being called for in the present moment is for us to collectively let go of all the negativity, to let go of the push and the drive, and that voice saying that this is not good enough, this shouldn't be happening, I reject this, I push this away. Well, unfortunately right now we can't. We can't distract ourselves by going out and being busy. We cannot push this experience away. It is actually happening. We have to accept this as it is. And by going into the as-isness of this experience, by dropping into the now, we can become present. When you're in a position of reacting and resisting and rejecting, you're not present. You're actively pushing something away that isn't even really here. It's a thought in your head. It's a narrative. It's your story of how wrong everything is. But when you relax into the present moment, all you have to do is be right here and right now. There's nowhere else to be. In stopping our narrative of this is wrong and shouldn't be happening, and settling into the present moment, we can actually allow a space where we can go, oh, I might think differently now. And that by opening ourselves to the present moment, we can create a space for another possibility. And by becoming aware of just how negative our thoughts often are, and stopping that flow and relaxing into the present moment, then we can actually leverage forward and go, I think I'm going to choose to see beyond. I think I'm going to choose to see the positive. I think I'm going to choose to be in this moment and experience this moment of now fully. And by doing that, I can experience the next moment more fully. Being able to experience joy is a very present-centered thing. Negativity is by saying, I don't want this to be happening. Joy is actually where you're going, oh, this is actually happening right here, right now. Looking at the blue sky, looking at babies smiling, even if it's only on a video. Last night, I watched a video of kittens being born. It was so real and immediate and present. It helped to bring me back into what life is really all about. That it's a cycle of creation and destruction, and that we can't, with our little conditioned minds, know where this is going to lead. but we can be active participants in creating it. And we can also be active players in our own life and change the story from one of doom and gloom and negativity to one of optimism, hope, and simply accepting what is the way it is. And this is how we can break out of the negativity trap and know that there is another way of being. If you've enjoyed this video, hit the like button and hit subscribe if you'd like to hear more of my talks on what we can do to achieve greater levels of spiritual growth during this time of crisis. Namaste.